Dr. King's speech back then is just as relevant today. We all need to make sure that we have a plan for our life. Even though life will take twists and turns, if you have a plan, you can always get back to that. Being able to invest in yourself, being able to believe in yourself is one of the first steps that you need in this life. Dr. King's speech has helped me pave my way through this life with the same tried and true values: making a plan, investing in myself, believing in myself, and hoping that one day the color of my skin will not matter anymore.
Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth, and always feel that your life has ultimate significance.
I have to say that the Dr. Martin Luther King speech in front of young people is very powerful to me as an educator. I really believe in education as a professor at multiple universities, and it was very powerful to so many of us, just understanding what he was trying to accomplish for people that look like me. Having a young son as well made it even more powerful. So in our community, it's very challenging, some of the things that we have to go through, the ways that we're treated differently in our communities and even in our schools, and recognizing that just being able to be empowered by something that's so powerful, by a man that clearly had given so much to us in order to ensure that we had opportunities that himself, along with many other people, did not have at that time.
And I say to you, my young friends, that doors are opening to each of you. Doors of opportunity are opening to each of you that were not open to your mothers and to your fathers. And the great challenge facing you is to be ready to enter these doors as they open.
The speech delivered by Dr. King, "What is your life's blueprint?" is very poignant in that it talks about being prideful in yourself, never giving up on yourself, even though there are various obstacles in life. What is your blueprint to navigate through those obstacles? And one of the big things I took out of it personally, that affected me personally in my life, is to never quit. Make a plan of action, stick to the plan of action, and don't quit.
But I urge you, in spite of your economic plight, in spite of the situation that you are forced to live so often with intolerable conditions, stay in school. And when you discover what you're gonna be in life, set out to do it as if God Almighty called you at this particular moment in history to do it.
Dr. Martin Luther King, all his teachings helped me get through school. A lot of things that he said were motivating for me to get on with life. His teachings I still use today. The way he lived his life, I've aspired to live the same type of life that he has. And I'm forever grateful for his teachings, him being on this earth, and what he gave the United States of America and the world.
If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a scrub in the valley. But be the best little scrub on the side of the rill. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are.
What is your life's blueprint? Listening to Martin speak in that speech, it resonates perfectly with me because I'm always asking, what impact am I making on either my family, the community, people who are in my circle? That message that he spoke is very surreal because it asks you the question, what are you doing to make a difference in the community? What are you doing to make a difference in your home? What are you doing to make a difference in your school? When you talk about a blueprint, it's basically saying, what carbon are you leaving here on earth? As he stated in that speech, if you're gonna be a janitor, be the best janitor you could ever be. If you're gonna be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper you can be. Be the best that you can be at the thing that you can be, because you are making a blueprint of yourself and leaving that carbon print here on earth. When I think of Dr. Martin Luther King and the impact that he's made on my life, when I think about the fact that he had stated, I have a dream. Now, having a dream can mean a lot. It can mean you're sleeping in the midst of an unconscious thought, but in his dream was so powerful that it resonated and it shook the world today. Not only did it shake the world, but it shook the very foundation of my individual home. Because it was people like Dr. Martin Luther King who set a pathway for me to show up in the spaces that I show up in now, to be an advocate for things that are going wrong in our community, to be a voice for the voiceless. These are the things and the impact that you find that have happened in the life of Dr. King. And so for that, I'm grateful. For that, I'm encouraged to keep doing, and when I get tired, I reach back on the words of Dr. King. I reach back and I think about the fact that when he said, if I had only sneezed, where would we be today? As he wrote his letter from Birmingham prison, where would we be if those letters were not pasted and put together and sent out to the world? Where would we be today? And it's because of that we do the things that we do today. And we're grateful for the life of Dr. Martin Luther King. Thank you.
Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it. Boards torn up, places with no carpet on the floor, bare. But all the time, I's been a-climbing on and reaching landings and turning corners and sometimes going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So, boy, don't you stop now. Don't you sit down on the steps 'cause you find this kind of hard. For I's still going, boy. I's still climbing. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair.